Hello, my friends, and welcome to my first ever pick a card reading. I recorded the actual readings themselves last night, but the beginning of it, the intro, I wasn't too happy with. So I'm re-recording it now today. So this is why there's different light. So we have 3 piles here, and the question today is, what is in my way and how do I remove it? Now, when I did the reading the first time, I forgot to press record on one of the readings. So that's why I thought I would redo it. But I also decided to go out for a walk and I thought about the question, and I also remembered a book called The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. I've read his second book, but this book I've yet to read, and it's based on principles of Stoicism, which is linked to Zen also, or Tao, actually, the way of the Tao. So this is a really interesting kind of layer to look at the subject of this reading, in the respect of how we see something that is in our way and we want to get rid of it, but usually that's exactly where we need to be in order for us to progress on this path. So I thought that gave a really nice extra dimension to this reading. So you have 3 piles here. Pile 1, which is the Trippin'Waite tarot, and this blue Aragonite, absolutely gorgeous colour. It's also known as Caribbean calcite. Really, really beautiful. And then you have the Starspinners tarot, which is pile 2, and we have this pink tourmaline or Rubelite. I love my raw pieces. And then we have the Rainbow Heart Tarot, pile 3, and this Moonstone, white Moonstone. So, my friends, those are your 3 choices: pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. The timestamps are below, and I'll see you in your reading. Bye. Hello, pile 1, and welcome to your reading. This is a reading that will be done with this particular pile is with the Trippin'Waite Rider-Waite tarot, and the stone that you have picked today is the Caribbean calcite, or also known as blue Aragonite. So I will first and foremost work with oracle cards and begin there, and then we will move on to work with the tarot. So for pile 1, what is in the way of pile 1 and how do they remove it? What is in the way of pile 1 and how do they remove it? What is in the way of pile 1 and how do they remove it? And we have the Judge. I think I've also got another card here as well. Yep. The Judge and the Sword. Wow. Strong start here, pile 1. What I'm getting already is a sense of justice. What is it exactly that you are judging? How are you being judged? How are you looking upon the situation? Also, the sword is the cutting instrument that cuts away all of the illusion, that allows you to see the clarity. It is the sword of communication, the sword of righteousness, the thing that divides So we've already got like clear definitions. We've got like a quadrant here, and then we've also got like a split duality here. So 2 strong 4 and 2 numbers, even numbers. Okay. And then I will be pulling some astrological cards. What is in pile 1's way and how do they remove it? And we have 2, okay, we have too many here, but I will take them. So we have opposition, we have the number of 3, and we have the imum coli. Okay. I'll just move these so that you can see. Hopefully you can see that card as well. Yes, you can. Brilliant. So already I'm getting this sense of like clashing. There's something that you're banging your head against, something that you're not able to pierce through. And it's this amalgamation of the two, of the forces that you're trying to put together in order to get through this situation. So I'm going to have a look a little bit more into your situation with the tarot. Dear Spirit, what is in pile 1's way and how do they move beyond it? How do they move through it? Dear Spirit, what is in pile 1's way? Okay. The 4 of Wands. The 7 of Wands reversed. Those two are reversed. The Ace of Swords reversed. And the Knight of Pentacles reversed. Okay. We have the Empress. And then we also have the Queen of Cups. Just making sure that you can see all of those. Fantastic. Okay, right. So it seems to me that there's a situation that, you know, it does seem stable. It seems like it is a strong, happy situation. But there are some things that are affecting you outside of it. Almost like I see the 7 as fighting against ghosts because you don't see these things. And it's not quite the moon, so it's still things that you recognize, but they're not obvious to you. It's a challenge to move through them, which is signified by this 3 card as well. The Imum Coli is the darker part of our chart in Western astrology. It's the part that is the self, how we look at our own personality and who we are in approach to this situation. With the Ace of Swords here as well, there's a sense that you're not able to communicate yourself in a way that allows you to even get started. It seems like there's a bit of dissatisfaction with the situation that you're in, almost like you've outgrown a situation. And there's a desire to move forward. The Knight of Pentacles tells me that you really want to move. You really want to get beyond this situation. You almost feel like you've been holding this situation as much as you can in order to move forward. Right now, it is the right time to move forward. It is the right time to be in this abundant phase. because you have everything that you need. And we also have the Queen of Cups. Beautiful cards to end this line of the major of the tarot, which is telling me that there's strong female energy that will back you up, that will help you in this situation. I'm going to just pull one of these cards. Actually, I will pull this to gain some more clarity. Spiral attraction. Again, we have the 3, the mother. It's interesting. It seems to me that you have initially thought about this situation that you're in a very structured way. You've been approaching it from a way that's been very masculine. You felt that this sense of dominance has been the way forward, that you being quite hard, quite, you know, cutting in a way is actually the way to go forward. We also have opposition here, which means that there is opposing forces, that they're almost like there is 2 massive forces that is pulling you apart, all coming together and clashing. And what this is telling me is for you to be able to move outside of this situation, you need to bring in another element. You need to bring in something else that hasn't been thought of before. A sense of thinking outside of the box, but also understanding that that extra element is going to be what brings in something new in order for you to cultivate that sense of growth. It's very interesting. We have this goddess in this card, and we also have the moon here, which is very, very feminine, exceptionally feminine, the divine feminine. And we have the Empress and the Queen of Cups here. Out of all of the queens, she is the most emotional. She is the one that is able to utilize her emotions in a way that really empowers her. And this is what this situation is imploring you to do. If you've been approaching it from a structured perspective, for example, if you've been just looking at paperwork, for example, if you're in a legal situation and you've just been looking at how to do things from a legal standpoint, and you're still coming up against some kind of roadblock, this is imploring you to look at the more feminine aspect and the more feminine way of dealing with problems. Listening, nourishing, nurturing, understanding your emotions and why your emotions play such a strong role in you wanting to push forward. Our emotions tell us everything about our drive. They are the reasons behind why we do what we do. And this is very much the way to look at it. I definitely see that there's some kind of contentedness that you can feel within this situation, but you're choosing not to because you know it's not the truth of the situation and you want to get to that truth. The only way that you can do that really is by looking at everything in the situation, knowing that there's a lot more at play. There's a lot more at stake. It's not just what is obvious. Because the Coli is about us being in darkness, about us just looking at ourselves and about how we are. But there may be something outside of this situation that you need to look at. And we have movement, but it's reversed. This movement card is very similar to the 8 of Wands, which here we have the Seven of Wands. And it also shows to me, and what's interesting is there's a lot of green here. Can you see? There's a lot of green in colour. I'll hold up this Imam Kolai card. You know, there's plants here. There's seeds. There's a seed growing here. So in a way, that's to tell you that you are this seed that is growing and that is evolving. And this situation has allowed you to grow, to move forward within this kind of, I almost see it like a paradise garden, but then when you're inside the garden, you don't really see the beauty that is outside of those walls. So for you to move beyond that, you have to bring in another element. I would say be very open to any kind of suggestions or anything, or any people that might come to you, particularly females. They may be able to offer you some advice that you hadn't been aware of. Something that is softer, something that is unknown, something that is more like a whisper than a cutting sword. Let me just have a little look at this as well. Oh. Honesty. There's some of the cards that are the other way round as well. So, an indecision. Okay, reversed. I'll take that as well. Let me just double check that there aren't any others. Yeah. So we've got honesty and indecision. They're both reversed. So there's a sense of being honest with yourself in considering what it is exactly in this situation that can help you to move forward. Because from what I can see, you've got everything that you need to move forward. Indecision, I use intuition in all aspects of my life. With it being reversed is meaning that you're not considering your intuition. What is your intuition telling you? How do we turn this around? How do we make sure that, you know, we can actually use what we have, use all of our tools that we have? Because if you're only considering one side in this situation, then things are not going to move. There may also be a stagnant kind of energy, which I feel as well, that is occurring within this issue. Honestly, I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. So there is some real need to be honest and truthful with yourself. The sword signifies truth. It signifies what is, you know, right. And how do we turn this Ace of Swords around in order for us to be able to assert that truth, to be able to move forward as the Knight of Pentacles and to move into our Empress and Queen of Cups energy. So I just had a quick look at these cards and just what Kim Cran's book says, because it's pretty in depth. And you know, the idea of the judge is very much how you decide to impose certain boundaries within your life that cause you to be locked within a certain way of thinking. I really see this as a decision in terms of what you want to do with your life and who you want to be. And what this is really, with this 3 card, is to encourage this softness. Because when we are the judge, we instigate these boundaries that are so strong that don't let other things in. They stop things from coming in. And which is very good. It's very strong to do this. But sometimes when the sword cuts too much, we end up cutting the very thing that gives us life. One thing that's mentioned is that the first experience that we have with the sword is when the umbilical cord is cut when we are a baby. So this is this severance of life. But essentially this is what we need in order to grow and to live, to become one with the world. But sometimes those things can actually stop us if we become locked in that space where we feel that we're cutting things off. There is a sense of isolation with this card, particularly, or with this spread, particularly with this Seven of Wands. It's almost like you're fighting things that are not, that you believe are going to hurt you. And with this stone in particular, the blue Aragonite, it's also known as Caribbean calcite. And this soft, nurturing colour allows you to really consider, and also the softness of the crystal allows you to soften your blow, encourage the movement of the sword in order for it to be justified rather than divisive. I really feel that there's a strong essence of you connecting to your emotions, my friends. In this particular reading, I'm feeling that there has been a lot of internal work, a lot of you trying to fix things that you have done, trying to fix things that you have been, maybe you've been doing some deep shadow work and been trying to fix things. You've been going to therapy, or you've been doing some stuff that's been helping you to move through whatever you think is your issue. Because particularly with this as well, I can see that there may be some questions in respect of what is it that I am doing to cause this situation to be the way it is. But sometimes we can be way too judgmental on ourselves. And also the sword can cut us into pieces. We can just dissect ourselves so much that we end up not moving anywhere. And also the way the Knight of Pentacles is moving back towards this way, that's not the way you want to go. You want to go that way. You want to go towards, you want to go forwards. And this movement card was reversed. So it's actually hindering you, it's stopping you. So in order for you to move forward, there is this embracing of the female, the embracing of what nurtures you. I would advise doing soft things for yourself, doing things that nourish you, and doing things that show you this sense of love and compassion towards yourself that will honor your emotions. I feel like here there's a real impression, like a proper oppressive force that is coming on your emotions and the nurturing side of yourself. Another thing as well, mothering yourself. We look within certain situations and relationships to give us the nurturing that we so crave and that we desire, but really we need to do that for ourselves in order to move forward. And the thing is that I can see here that you know this. You're so kind of advanced in your work in the respect of how you look at things. I see a very mature kind of energy from here, but it's almost like it's hindering you. And it's also leaving you in this place of where you can't decide, you can't move forward, you can't gain the perspective that you need. So I would say take some time to work with the moon, have a look at like what the moon is doing. Also connect with the females in your life and the female part of yourself. Nourish that side of yourself. Doing anything that connects you to nature, because we've got so much green here. So I feel like nature is going to be a really big part of you understanding how the natural world weaves its way and works, even though it faces a lot of oppression from, man building things and building roads. And yeah, I definitely feel like a walk in the woods or with nature, and also with some element of water, would really help you to move past this obstacle. But yeah, I definitely see this oppressive kind of force in the respect of your own personal judgments. It's about your own perspective and about how you feel within the situation. And that will be the key to unlocking your issue here. I definitely feel like it's to do with some form of creativity. But if you dampen that, creativity needs freedom to flow. And you know, you need to be honest about how much you're restricting yourself within that. And once you do, you'll be able to move forward. Pile 1, that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did like it, please like this video and subscribe for more videos. I do daily videos, and yeah, I'll probably be doing more picker cards. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye. Pile 2, welcome to your reading. This is the Rubelite crystal, or pink tourmaline crystal, that you have chosen today, and the Starspinners tarot. What is in my way and how do I remove it? So what I'll be doing is I will be pulling a couple of oracle cards to set the scene, and then we will go more in depth with clarification with the tarot. So what is in pile 2's way and how do you remove it? Again, the sword. Interesting. I feel like another one. What is in pile 2's way and how do they remove it? What is in pile 2's way and how do they remove it? Wow. So I don't know if you watched the initial introduction, but I did do this reading beforehand, and I ended up not recording one of the readings, and these are the cards that came up, particularly that one. It seems like the same cards are coming up, so it seems like there are some messages that I need to give. So what is in the way of pile 2 and how can they remove it? Okay, I will take these two. So what do we see here? We see Saturn and we see the first house. Now, the first house is the house of self. It's the house of who you are, how you become who you are. What are all the elements that contribute to who you are? And Saturn is how you learn. The hard, tough lessons that you have to go through in order to become who you're meant to be. The Anima Mundi card here is the equivalent of the World card in this deck. So it feels like we've reached the end of a cycle. And right now I'm getting a strong Queen of Swords energy here, in fact. This sword is indicative of how we cut through what is unnecessary for us. Very interesting how we've got these two images here, which tell me that in the description it said that, you know, the first experience that we have in coming into contact with the sword is when we cut the umbilical cord. And the cutting of the umbilical cord is the severance of what we know at that time. It's what was our home, what was our safety. And Saturn very much acts like that sword at times. You know, Saturn is the father of Zeus, or the father of, oh gosh, I can't remember his Roman name, Jupiter, but, you know, he ate his children because he didn't want to, it was prophesied that they were going to kill him. So it's the hard lessons that one has to go through in order to become who they're really meant to be. So there's this sense of evolving at the moment that we have so far. Let's have a look at what the tarot has to say. What is in pile two's way and how do they remove it? Dear Spirit, what is in pile two's way and how do they remove it? The 9 of Wands reversed. What is in pile two's way and how do they remove it? What is in pile two's way and how do they remove it? What is in pile two's way and how do they remove it? The Queen of Swords. See, I told you, I got a Queen of Swords vibe there. The Sun. The Queen of Wands reversed as well. Right, the 7 of Swords. The 8 of Swords. Right, okay. And the King of Pentacles. Wow, okay. So first off, I'll just say that I don't see many pentacles here. I don't see, sorry, not pentacles, I don't see any cups here. So the emotions are being, there's kind of a lack of consideration in respect to that. There's a sense of bitterness as well, I feel. And with this 7 of Swords, something happened. Something happened that really disturbs you. It actually may cause you not to sleep at night. There may be recurring nightmares or something like that that's happening with you, pile 2. But I see a situation that involves women. This may be something to do with friends. Maybe you're not getting on with friends, or you're finding out that maybe a situation that you had been at home with, something that you had been previously in this kind of space where with this Sun card, I see that there was happiness there. And there is happiness there. You can kind of stay within that. But because we're surrounded by these two reversed females, and it doesn't have to be female, it's just this female energy, it seems that there's a lot of attacking in the respect of maybe with something that you wanted to do, something that you felt was your calling, and you felt moved to do it. But unfortunately, there seems to be some backstabbing. Maybe you thought that somebody was going to help you in this situation. But it also seems like these two characters are quite jealous of what's going on. There seems some jealousy, a little bit of competition, something that is basically trying to dampen you down. But guess what? This is so strong. You've got, and this is why Saturn has come here, because it's your opportunity to grow through this. There seems like naysayers, and people may be saying things behind your back, stopping you from, maybe you're wondering why these people are saying these things. And the reason why they are saying these things is because you're doing something different. And your obstacle is these two. But it's also part of something that was you as well, that you need to move beyond. It's a mindset that you need to move beyond. I get a very bitchy vibe. Something that likes to keep you disempowered, but you've decided, nah, I'm not disempowered. And particularly with this King of Pentacles here, this is telling me that you want to move beyond this. You've evolved beyond this. So pile 2, what's in your way actually is part of, in the spirit of why I actually did this reading, is that this obstacle is the way to go. It's about pushing through that, pushing through beyond that, and understanding that, you know, people aren't going to be, not people that did maybe you thought that would support you, they're not going to support you. It tells me that there's a sense of like, don't be bitter, but I don't think that you will be. I think you'll move beyond that. You're a very powerful pile, number 2. I feel like it's with this world card and with this sun card and the Anima Mundi, and with this, I feel like you've got it together. You've got all of your kind of ducks in a row. You know what you want. You know how to move forward. But there are these 2 kind of massive statues that are in the way, that kind of almost like these 2 opponents while you're trying to like score a goal or something, or you're trying to like get to a goal. They're like blocking you at every way because maybe they'll say like a comment or they'll do something. But these are 2 strong female characters in your life. As they don't have to be female, but they embody strong female energy. And they are characters that will do everything they can. But they're not like major arcanas. They're just queens. Be it that they are queens, and they are supposed to, and they are meant to represent some kind of mature attitude, but you're the sun. And look at this sun. This sun is like just flying. And you also have this eagle here, and it's an eagle with 3 claws here. 3 feet. So it's meaning that you are doing something that is completely against what they believe is right. And yeah, they will chat about you. They may even scheme against you. But it seems to me that you following your intuition and your guidance is exactly where you need to go, is exactly where you need to be. It seems like you know. So follow your intuition, my friends. You're on the right track. You really are on the right track. And you know it's tough. You know that this is something that's not easy to work through. Oh, look at that. And we've got spiral. That came up in one of the readings that I did for this as well. It's this embodiment of female energy. You know, when the female and the Kundalini rising, you know, your creativity will help you to understand why these two energies are being like this towards you, why they're being so judgmental, why they're being so cutting, why they might ostracize you. You might end up being in a position where they don't ask you to go out to places. You know, you might have been in a friendship group and they asked you to, you used to all do things together, but there was some fear around it. There was something that you didn't feel right about doing that. And now you've decided you're done with it and you're breaking out of it. You're not going to keep on with this situation. You're not all right with these people breaking your boundaries, because this is what they did. They infringed themselves upon your boundaries. And because you're breaking out of this, now it seems that they don't like it. And now they want to do everything that they can to hinder you. But you have just been storming through. And the King of Pentacles as well. It's just this real stability that you're rising up to. And I'm just feeling the energy of this pink tourmaline. You know, this is of the heart. This marries the energy of fire as well as of the heart, the sacral chakra and the base chakra, Muladhara, with the heart. It helps you to go forward with the strength of a lion, which is very much the sun. It's Leo. The Queen of Wands reversed, she embodies what you should be, you know, what could be. But it seems like she doesn't want to do that. Let's see what these cards have to say. And this is a tough lesson to learn. It's a tough lesson. Ghost, look at that. And it was reversed. You have decided that you are no longer a ghost. You have decided that you want to move beyond this, that you want to be something in this world. You want to embrace this. You don't want to blend into the background. And these people will do that to you. They will ghost you because they won't be able to see your light. They won't be able to be around your light. They'll just get blinded by it. There's a lot of fire in this reading, I feel. Failure, but it was reversed. So it seems to me like you feel like you're failing in this situation, but I'm telling you, my friend, you're not. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. You're not. You're not a failure. You are doing everything right. And the results may not come across straight away, but you will see the fruits of your labor. So keep on doing what you're doing. If you feel that you're in a position where you don't feel like you know what to do, just sit back and observe. Sit back and see what it is. And try and do something to nourish yourself, to nurture yourself, to bring you back to yourself. It seems to me like this recalibration towards yourself is actually what's going to be the thing that helps you to move forward with this situation, because you're so strong here. You are very, very strong. But there are some intense energies that are coming towards you, and they are female. And you may also question yourself, you know, am I not connecting deeply enough with my female side of myself? You know, because the sun is a male energy, but it is here represented by a woman. And we also have the King of Pentacles here. So I feel like you exuding this male energy is going to be really useful in being able to get rid of these. But remember that I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. But as I said, what's really interesting is that it doesn't feel like you're making a mistake. It feels like you're taking the right steps in order to move through this Saturnian phase. Saturn is coming down on you. It's like trying to teach you this lesson, make you strong, even stronger, so that you can evolve into the King of Pentacles. But I see like great abundance. I see you being stable. I see you being able to hold your own ground. If you're looking at starting a new business or anything like that, I also feel that that's also a good venture in the respect of what you're doing compared to naysayers. Because there is a lot of competition. There's a lot of people that will be looking for you to fail. But you're not going to, because your resolve and your strength is really going to get you through this. So what is in my way? Competition and other people, and how I approach that competition. How do I move through it? How do I get rid of it? I stay true to myself. And remember, whenever I go off of kilter, I revert back to myself. I realign myself with my values. I come back to who I am. I remember who I am. And I align myself with my true purpose and my path. My friends, a very powerful reading. Pile 2, I hope you enjoyed this reading. It was a pleasure doing it for you. A really powerful, uplifting reading. And just to let you know that you're on the right path, I'm really with you. Take care, my friends. If you did like this video, please like it. Please do subscribe for more videos. And please do check out the other piles if they did resonate with you. But otherwise, I will see you in the next reading. Take care, my friends. Bye. Pile 3, welcome to your reading. We will be reading today with the Rainbow Heart Tarot. This is what you chose, and you chose the Moonstone, the white Moonstone. So what I will be doing is I will be asking this tarot what is in your way and how do you remove it. But before I do that, I will be pulling some oracle cards for us to gauge the situation, and then I will also be clarifying with the tarot. So what is in pile 3's way? Excuse me. What is in pile 3's way? Wow, okay. So we have the Lover. What is in pile 3's way and what is it? How can we remove, how can pile 3 remove the obstacle? Okay. I'll be pulling an astrological card to give us more in-depth. Wow, 11. Okay. And in here we have the Tree of Life and all of the different Serethoth that signify the meanings or the titles of these points within the Tree of Life. Very interesting. Okay. Already I can tell that you're a deeply intuitive pile. There is a lot of emotional energy here. Also psychic energy with the Moonstone. This Moonstone is, it actually has a flash in it, but you need to get it at the right angle. And it's a very transformative stone. Very, very synonymous with the pearl that is here. And then we also have the swan, which transforms. And we also have this flower. There's a striving towards peace and happiness, particularly with this 11 as well. Stability and this sense of duality coming together to create something. You're striving for a unity of some sort. Dear Spirit, what is in pile 2's way? Sorry, pile 3's way. Dear Spirit, what is in pile 3's way and how can they overcome it? Ace of Wands, the 2 of Cups, look at that. Wow. What is in pile 3's way and how do they overcome it? What is in pile 3's way and how do they overcome it? Okay, that's enough. Okay. Now, because we've got so many here, I'm going to place these here. And we've got 4 and 4, so wow. So, as I suspected, this is about you finding love, isn't it? It's about you finding the love. Either you could be in a partnership with someone, or this is about you finding that ultimate partnership, because we have 2 instances of the 2 of Cups. We have the 2 of Cups here, And we also have the Five of Cups reversed, which when it's the Five of Cups reversed, we see the Five of Cups, we see the disappointment, but there is also Two Cups left over that is not turned around, that is not spilt. So there is a relationship that is in question here. What is your obstacle? I feel like your obstacle is about you believing whether or not that this relationship could be successful, because something hasn't moved forward in the way that you wanted to previously. And you really want this relationship. You really want a relationship that really, it's almost like you don't believe. It's almost like it's too good to be true. And you've been manifesting this. You've been really pushing forward for this relationship. You've been really wanting this beautiful connection. And it seems like, you know, you've really got either a drive to go out and find this, or there's been like a strong sexual connection in someone that you've met. And there may be like this apprehension in you believing that this could actually go anywhere. What I see here is really your belief, your sense of belief and your sense of faith, being able to rise from the lack of success. Because from what I can see here, there's like some really beautiful opportunity here for a beautiful relationship. What's interesting is that I don't actually see anyone specifically here. I see about you striving towards this, and it's almost like it's just around the corner. You've had to blossom into this space. You've had to blossom into this person that would be ready to receive this relationship. But that's taken time. And this is about you moving forward. You are moving forward. Similar to what I said with pile 2, but it's you know, this is more about love. It's, you need to believe in yourself. You need to believe that you're on the right track, because in reference to love, you're really kind of amalgamating together the things that haven't worked in the past, and you're getting over past pain in order to move forward. But there seems to be this doubt that you're not believing in yourself. You are getting out there and you are doing things, but you're not believing in yourself. And I'm not sure why. Why aren't you? What is in your way, and how do you remove it? Pile 3. What is in your way and how do you remove it? Wow, the Holy Stone. The Holy Stone is a very special stone. It's a stone of protection, as you can see. It's a rare stone, and a stone that encourages us to really believe in ourselves and trust in ourselves, trust that we are divinely guided, because you've got so much protection around you, and the sexual energy is really strong, but it's almost like you feel like it's too good to be true. Let's see what these cards have to say as well. So the beginning of every relationship is friendship. The beginning of every good relationship is friendship. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. Just pop that there. It's almost like, are you looking at the holes in relationships? Are you picking apart like relationships that could actually work out to be really, you know, there's something that almost like you have connections that occur, but then it's almost like you're picking holes in it so that you can like you know, you can see that they don't work and that they're not successful. And that's kind of what I'm getting here. Surrender, again. This was another card that came up. So surrender was reversed. Yeah, I feel like, you know what I'm sensing? I'm sensing this like almost like, I saw a picture that I took of a goose that was in my local park, and the goose had one of those you know, beer can things around its neck, and I just wanted to I wanted to get close enough to it so that I could cut it off, but like there was no way of that happening. But that's what I sense here. You're almost like putting yourself in that space so that you can kind of protect yourself, because this yeah, with this holy stone as well, I feel like there's this sense of like you not trusting people that are around you, and you know, you're getting out there and you're wondering why you're single, or if you're not single, why is it that you're feeling isolated within your relationship? Because it seems to me that you have everything here in order to help you establish a good relationship, but there's something to do with you not being able to accept that, you know, the basis of every relationship is friendship. You've got to be friends with your partner, and also that's how these things begin. And part of that includes you surrendering, includes you being vulnerable in yourself, allowing yourself to have that unity with others. Because if we don't allow ourselves to have that with others, then how can we even begin to think of having relationships with others? And I mean, you know, there isn't too much bitterness here, but there's enough, because otherwise you wouldn't be coming to this reading and you wouldn't be thinking, oh, what's my problem? Why can't I? And this could even be with relationships, you know? And I really feel like, because this is here at the start and it's also underneath this Ace of Wands, it may be that, you know, the past, these past failures are being fueled. They're fueling you in your kind of skepticism, shall we say. I think that's what this Eight of Wands reversed is telling me. It's this skepticism. And I mean, particularly with the Hermit reverse, you know, you've been in this sense of isolation. You've been isolating yourself. You've been trying to like work it out. But I feel like, you know, you have to rise above it, and you have to also, you have to use this as a springboard. In the book The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday, he does speak about, you know, your obstacles being a springboard. These ghosts that you're fighting, these things that you can't even see, let them be the fire to lift you up. You know, when fire burns, it actually like lifts things up. Allow yourself to be lifted by this fire, by this drive, because right now it seems that you're not actually fully embracing the love that is around you, that is within you, and yeah, around you, because there's a lot of love. Like, I feel like the vibration of love is very strong, and it wants to come to you. It's actually like dying to come into you, but it's almost like you're blocking it away, because there's this sense of not believing that you deserve it. It's almost like not so much possibly that, but more so the fact that you're protecting yourself from unsuccessful relationships. And if you haven't been in unsuccessful relationships, it's also maybe, you know, you've seen really strong examples of unsuccessful relationships. But I don't think that that's a good enough excuse for you not to allow this happiness into your life. And you have to move forward with that, pushing forward. I feel it's really clear here because, you know, there's this sense of isolation that you have been harboring, that you've been, it's almost like you've been enjoying this space, but like you're ready to move out of it. But there's this, it's almost like this trepidation. So my advice to you, what is in your way, what is in your pile three's way, and it seems to me like a loving relationship or loving relationships with friends, with family. More so I'm seeing with like friends and also partners, romantic partners. You need to allow yourself to be loved. I remember reading a astrological chart for uh, a friend of a friend, and he said to me like, Rena, why don't I, what's going on for me in love, you know, why can't I get love? And it's because he didn't allow room for it. His whole life was filled with things that just, you know, it was all work and how to get forward in his career, but he didn't actually allow the space, the gap, the ability to have someone there to hold him, to love him, to give him um, that love that he desired. And instead, he was carving a hole of like, you know, I need to be protected. I need to shield myself. My boundaries are up. I can't let anybody in because there's almost like these ghosts, these things that are on the side. Again, we have the Seven of Wands is the ghosts. So what is it that we're believing? We need to move beyond that. And remember that we are divinely protected. You know, that whole encompasses the divine in order for us to really cherish the things that we have in our lives. And also understanding the differences in people, you know, just because somebody is different from you doesn't mean that they're a bad person or anything like that, you know. Sometimes, you know, people have ebbs and flows. There are lots of things about you, or maybe like, you know, that people might not like about you, but they'll learn to love you. There are lots of things like that with the friends that we have. You know, we may not like things about them, but we love them. We love them for who they are. And I think, you know, in this day and age, there's a lot of striving towards the perfect partner, the partner who is right for us, but it's about working through that and understanding as long as we meet people who are willing to grow together, then that will really encompass a relationship that will really be good for us, fruitful for us, move us forward. So, in the words of Madonna, my friends, open your heart. Open your heart. And I can't remember the rest of the words, but yeah, so open your heart and allow the love to flow in because it's there, it's waiting for you to take that step forward and be friends. Is there anything else? It's waiting for you. It's actually waiting for you, this love. But you've just got to learn how to surrender to it. And being vulnerable. That's the key thing. You know, being vulnerable is actually part of your gift. And with the Moonstone, you know, sometimes we might be afraid to shine our light because of how people may perceive us. But the Moonstone glimmers and shines when the right light shines on it. And how are you going to find that if you keep your heart closed all the time? So yeah. Anyway, pile 3, this is what I have for you today. I hope that resonated with you. And I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like this video. And please do subscribe for more videos. Thank you so much for being with me on my first pick a card reading. It's been an absolute pleasure reading for you. Take care, my loves, and have a beautiful day. Thank you again. Bye.